He was just 12 years old when death visited their home. That night, the house that once echoed with his father's laughter turned into a sea of silence. His mother sat by the corner, holding him tightly, whispering, "Don't cry, my boy. You still have me." And she meant it. From that day on, she became both mother and father. She worked from dawn till dusk, selling, sewing, washing, anything to make sure he never lacked. When the world turned its back on her, she stood tall for him. When he cried for a toy she couldn't afford, she found a way to make one out of old clothes and wood. When other children mocked him for being fatherless, she looked him in the eyes and said, "Son, you are not fatherless. You are loved, twice as much." Years rolled by. He grew into a fine young man, brilliant, disciplined, and full of promise. Every night she would kneel beside her bed and pray, "God, just let me live long enough to see my son stand on his own feet." And one day, that prayer was answered. He graduated with honors. Then came the job, a good-paying one in the city. He called her, his voice full of excitement. "Mama, I got the job." She dropped the phone and fell to her knees, crying tears of joy. Her neighbors rushed in, thinking something bad had happened. But she only smiled through her tears and said, "My son made it. My boy made it." The next weekend, he visited home with a box of gifts, shoes, groceries, and a few crisp notes of money. She cooked his favorite meal, laughed, and talked endlessly about how proud she was. But something had changed. When he came home now, he no longer helped her sweep the yard like he used to. He didn't fix the broken chair she'd been sitting on for months. He didn't notice the way her hands trembled as she lifted pots or how slowly she walked. He was there, but his presence carried no warmth. She didn't complain. She just smiled and said, "He's busy. He works too hard." Yet at night, she would sit by the window, staring into the darkness, missing the little boy who used to hold her hand while she cooked, who used to whisper, "Mama, one day I'll build you a house." Tying his birthday, she surprised him with a small wrapped gift, a shirt she had saved for months to buy. When she handed it to him, he smiled weakly, said, "Thanks, Mama," and hurried out to meet his friends. That night, she held the empty wrapping paper close to her chest and whispered, "You've grown so much, but have you grown away from me too?" Weeks later, she called him one Saturday morning. "My son, can you come help me move the cupboard? It's too heavy for me." He sighed. "Mama, not today."